Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle a topic you might think you know all about, but I promise you there's a huge twist coming. We're talking about getting a PhD in English, and we're about to show you how it's become this unexpected blueprint for success in a world you'd never expect. So let me just ask you straight up. When I say PhD in English, what's the very first picture that pops into your head? Go on, think about it. Got it? Okay, hold on to that image because we're about to see if it holds up. All right, let's dive right in. On one hand, you've got that classic image, right? A quiet, dusty library. Piles of old books, probably some Shakespeare in there somewhere. But then look at the other side. That's the new reality. We're talking data science, huge companies like Google, and the AI assistants we're all using. Pretty wild, huh? So how on earth did we get from there to here? Let's figure it out. So what's really going on here? Well, this huge shift happened because the entire idea of the degree has evolved. It's not just about reading old literature anymore. It's become something way more fundamental. It's about understanding the very architecture of communication itself. Okay, so architecture of communication. What does that even mean? Think of it like a master blueprint for language. It's about digging into how words are built, how sentences take shape, how our society influences the way we talk, and, this is the most important part, how you can take all that knowledge and use it to solve actual, real-world problems. And this whole architecture thing, it isn't just some abstract theory. It leads to something incredibly practical. It helps you build a powerful linguistic toolkit. And, this toolkit has a lot more to do with science than it does with Shakespeare. Right, so think about it this way. The goal isn't just to sit back and appreciate a finished piece of work, like a novel. The goal is to actually build the toolkit, to get your hands on the precision instruments you need to take a language apart, see how all the pieces fit together, and really understand the science that makes it all tick. So what's in this toolkit? We're talking about some serious science. You've got phonetics, which is basically the physics of how we make sounds. Then there's sociolinguistics, which explores how who we are and where we come from changes the way we talk. And then you have the really modern, game-changing one, corpus linguistics. That's where you're analyzing absolutely massive data sets of language to find patterns nobody could see before. And that, right there, is the big connection. That's the aha moment. In a lot of ways, linguists today are basically data scientists who specialize in language. They're the ones digging through mountains of text and speech to figure out the hidden rules that make everything, from our conversations to our AI, actually work. So you have this powerful scientific toolkit, but where do you actually use it? Well, the opportunities go way, way beyond the old university campus. They stretch into some of the most important and innovative parts of our world. Now this is where that old stereotype just gets completely shattered. I mean, look at this chart. Academia, the path everyone thinks of, is only 10%. A whopping 45% are in big tech. And then you have huge chunks working in government and for international nonprofits. It's a total flip. Let's make this super concrete. Think about an AI like Alexa or ChatGPT. How do you make it better? Well, first, you need someone who can study how humans really talk. Then they have to spot all the tiny, subtle patterns and structures in our language. And finally, they work with engineers to tweak the AI's programming so it sounds less like a robot and more like a real person. Guess whose job that is? Yep, a linguist's. And believe me, it doesn't stop with tech. These experts are out there shaping language policy for entire governments. They're setting the standards for huge international tests like the TOEFL. They're running literacy projects with organizations like UNESCO. They're doing high-level technical writing. They're consulting for major corporations. The list just goes on and on. The versatility is just incredible. Okay, so after hearing about all these amazing jobs, it's pretty easy to get excited, but we've got to pump the brakes for just a second and have a quick reality check, because this path is demanding, and it is absolutely not for everyone. So, you really need to ask yourself a few honest questions. Are you truly ready to commit to years of really intense, focused research? Do you have a genuine, deep-down passion for academic work? And is your ultimate goal to be in one of these high-level research or policy roles? Because this is a marathon, not a sprint, for sure. So let's wrap this all up. At the end of the day, an English language PhD is so much more than just a degree. It's really the key to unlocking a deep scientific understanding of communication, and that's the one thing that truly powers our entire world. And that leaves us with one final, really interesting question to think about. If language really is the engine that drives everything we do, what new doors, what careers that we can't even imagine yet will this incredible skill set open up in the future? Definitely something to chew on. Thanks for joining me.